Hey guys, Nick Miller, Leaf Mark Supply Company. Today, Matt and I are going to start working on this summer here, doing some series of new CID stuff, just some updated videos of different things. So here's a video that's something we needed to update here for a while. This is the CID 44-inch mini skid steer brush cutter. So this cutter is offered in two different configurations. So here it is today on an MT85. It's a machine I happen to have here for sale. So we decided to go ahead and put it on this. We also make this or have it available for the Toro Dingo interface plate. So your Toro Dingo, which we call the industry standard coupler, MT coupler, you know, obviously it's going to fit your 463 S70, MT52 55, MT85 MT100, and then your Dingo, that's going to fit all your Vermeer, Boxer, Ditch Witch machines, anybody that is using that industry standard or competitive coupler as Bobcat references as. So this cutter is going to be powered by a Parker drive motor. They are a 6 to 15 GPM unit. We have sold many of these on Dingos, many of these on the MTs. They work very, very well. It's a very nice little cutter. One thing about CID, they do overbuild their product. This is a very good and heavy piece of equipment. Something good to add to your fleet of attachments for your mini loader. So this is going to be a 3-inch cutting capacity unit. They have modeled this after their extreme duty brush cutter series, and they've just shrunk it up. Which I'll flip it up here in a second and show you the underneath. Come on over here once. Again, Parker 6 to 15 GPM pump. Does have an RC30 gearbox in those, which you're never going to generate 30 hydraulic horsepower off of these machines. I do believe like 74 horse machine at 20 some gallons a minute gives you like 31 hydraulic horsepower. So they do use standard 1/2-inch flat face couplers to an O-ring boss fitting. It comes down through here in a nice hose guard, goes to a D-ring here for a hose guide, comes up and goes to CID's traditional H-valve system, which is nice so that whenever you shut it off, you are not relying on your relief valve right here in the backside of the pump to slow the motor down. It allows the motor to slowly spool down and comes to a nice gradual stop, much like a 540 PTO system in a tractor. Now, what's nice about that is it just allows this oil to short loop and bypass here, not affecting the machine side at all. One other nice thing is this is built to be a bi-directional setup, okay? What is really nice is you can go right here. We can reverse the hose here on the right to the left, left to the right, and that's a series of videos Matt and I are going to start putting out here. We're going to kind of walk around, we're going to take some covers off, do some different things here for the customers to kind of help you with some different things. CID is using a skid shoe in this unit. That skid shoe is made of AR 500, so it's going to give you a long life expectancy on that. They do have the push bar and an open front. You will notice on this cutter you do have two V shapes on either side. The reasoning behind those V shapes is for your bigger material, which I've just cut off hay in this field, and I have a lot of my areas that we wanted to get cleaned up. We will have some other properties here that we're going to be moving some equipment to do some videos and whatnot. But you will see right here where this, if you envision your, that is where you want to get that bigger too, so that your blade cuts it. Cutters is you can don't chase your material. Once you get it whacked down on the ground, walk up, lay your brush cutter down and back up, and pull that material into the blade housing and allow it to mulch it up. Let me go ahead, roll this thing up so you can see the underside of it here. That way you can kind of get a gist of what's under there. So, traditionally CID has always manufactured their own blade holder setup, and this is something that is no different. They actually manufacture this in a 2-blade configuration, and this blade is made to bypass through itself, okay? It is a very nice setup. It is using the 1.5-inch series bolts that they're using in their extreme duty cutters. It does use this castellated style nut on this style gearbox to be held up on. This also has on it, and I get it done with everything I order now and have done for a good many years. We get it with the shock ring on it. This also has, if Matt, you can get in there, you will see this has a thing on it called a vine guard. If you look right in here, let me take my penknife here and you'll see That little piece is called a vine guard. And what that's on there for is if you would get into some barbed wire, if you would get into any type of stringing material, it is to actually grab that material and is to wrap around that instead of getting wrapped around your shaft seal. That's something that will prematurely wear out a gearbox, is if you get any type of barbed wire wrapped around the shaft seal, and that's a tractor brush hog, any type of brush hog with an output shaft like that, you can have that potential to damage your output shaft seal. What CID has come up with that vine guard option is to try to protect that shaft as much as possible. A lot of dealers don't have that put on. We do have that done. The D-ring here, we have a lot of questions. Why is that D-ring there? Two aspects of that. One is through the powder coating line. CID uses that to hang the product. Two, you should put a safety chain in there so that you can't lift it up any higher than about 2.5 feet. There again, that's totally up to the customer what you would like to do. From my standpoint, a little wee bit of common sense goes a long way with one of these mini skid steer or full-size skid steer brush cutters. I'm going to go ahead at this time. I'm going to fire up this MT85 and we're going to run this thing around here and show you that it does everything it is supposed to do. Now, one thing you will notice on a mini skid steer brush cutter, whenever you engage your hydraulics, do that at idle. Just allow it to idle down. I'm having a small issue here with my handle today. You are going to go ahead and give it some power. I tend to run my brush cutter up in the front a little bit just because I don't know what for terrain I'm in. I don't know what is in here yet until I get through it a little bit. And then I'll usually do a backup, kind of cut that way until I figure out what all is around me. Like I said, a little bit of common sense is one of these brush cutters. Try to always take and walk the area that you're going to be in first. Good idea. We're going to walk on down here. Right now there's some bigger stuff. Some sapling style stuff down here. Mow that stuff down for you. Again, you can clear a lot of ground with one of these. It is a very impressive tool. There is no doubt about that. Again, on these MTs, even on the Dingo, again, a lot of ground you can clear. If you're a small landscape tree guy, it's another great tool in your arsenal. You're not killing your machine running it. Right there's a small sapling, no questions asked, cuts it off nice. Now what I'm doing there is just backing over it, giving it one more mulch up. Tilt the head forward just a little wee bit. Does a nice job cleaning up. Now, whenever you disengage, what you always want to do is you want to idle the machine down, slowly release your auxiliary hydraulics, and go ahead and shut your machine down. Now, as you can see there, the unit is just slowly spooling down, which is what you want to see. Now, to show you here kind of what you've got going on, right here is sapling stuff I've cut off here. I mean, you can kind of get an idea of what this thing will cut by very easily. Let me grab a piece of this. You can see, cuts it like it's nothing. There again, it's not a super big piece, but you see what we were doing here with this, and it does it very effortlessly. Very nice product from CID. They've been building this particular cutter for probably since 2009, I believe it was, 2010, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's been on the market a good many years. Again, it is their extreme duty product line. They don't build this in any type of standard duty unit. Again, we do have it available for Toro Dingo, the MT85 or MT series mount. This unit will be then sold as a demo. It'll receive a $100 discount for us running it here for these several minutes that we used it. But that was the main purpose of this video here today, is to show you the truth, show you and educate you about the attachment and what its capabilities are. We have a lot of these out in the field and we have zero issues. The very early ones, we have sold some updated blade groups. They did change that blade holder design in 2015 or 16, I guess it was, to this particular style setup, and it is a great setup. So if you have any questions, 814-658-3066. If you have any questions on the CID product line, please let us know. We'll be glad to help you with anything there we can help you with. If you have parts or service on CID products also, we'll be glad to help you there. Even if you didn't buy it from us, we'll be glad to work with you. Any questions, 814-658-3066. As always, thanks for checking out Mark Supply Company. Have a great day.